Frosty the Snowman, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Elf, Die Hard. Everyone has their favorite holiday movie they love to watch around the season. That movie that gives you those cozy winter vibes as you sit in your decorated living room sipping on hot chocolate. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my personal favorite Christmas movie, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I'm going to be discussing the 5 main reasons why I love Rudolph, and then talk a little bit about nostalgia at the end, which is the main reason why I made this video in the first place. So, let's take a look at it. 1. The music. When discussing the longest running and highest rated holiday special in United States history, there's one thing that instantly pops into my mind, and that is the music. I mean, the title track shows up twice on Billboard's 100 Greatest Holiday Songs of All Time at spot 12 and 54. Rudolph is first and foremost a musical, so there are many other hit songs from the special like We Are Santa's Elves, Jingle Jingle Jingle, We're a Couple of Misfits, Holly Jolly Christmas, Silver and Gold, and There's Always Tomorrow. I'm definitely not a massive musical fan, but every single song in Rudolph is fantastic and captures the perfect level of holiday magic. My personal favorite is Burl Ives' rendition of Holly Jolly Christmas, which shows up at number 5 on Billboard's list, and is probably in contention for my all-time favorite holiday song with Wham's Last Christmas. I don't know what it is with holiday music, but I find the vocals of artists from 50 plus years ago to have this warmth that perfectly matches the tone I want for the season. I also love how recordings from that time period also sound. I'm by no means an audiophile, but not having super crisp, clear audio adds a lot of character to the tracks I find amazing. The Rudolph soundtrack is always in rotation when I'm driving in December, and I feel pairing the music with the actual movie only heightens the experience. It is truly a timeless holiday soundtrack. 2. The voice acting. Beyond the music, the voice acting from this cast is cemented into my brain. Paul Soles' Hermie is one of those performances I can hear in my head, especially the way he pronounces the word dentist.
I'd like to be a dentist.
Carl Banas as the lead elf and Larry Mann as Yukon Cornelius are both super memorable supporting character performances as well. Their over-the-top booming voices fit the tone of a Christmas special perfectly.
Gold! Gold and silver!
When looking at the entire cast's IMDb and Letterboxd pages for this video, I was honestly shocked to see many of the people who voiced in this special didn't have a lot of other credited roles. With how well received Rudolph was, I figured they all would have received other work, but it doesn't seem like that was the case, which is really disappointing. I'm just super happy that they cast people who fit these characters they were playing perfectly. Extending past the performances I've mentioned, Burl Ives as the narrator Sam the Snowman has such a relaxing voice. He has that audiobook voice that fits the warm and cozy holiday vibes of the project. Narration in holiday movies is one of my favorite classic tropes as well. The 1966 version of How the Grinch Stole Christmas and the 1969 version of Frosty the Snowman each have top-tier narrators that swiftly and beautifully move the stories along. I feel like it's an element that has been lost with many modern holiday specials, and I wish it would make a comeback. 3. Stop-motion animation. I am a sucker for stop-motion animation. I find the craft to be so interesting, and I love all the detail and precision it takes to make static figurines come to life. Rudolph also happens to be one of the most important stop-motion movies of all time due to its popularity upon release in 1964. In a 2019 The Wrap article about the history of stop-motion, Rudolph was said to be instrumental in raising the profile of stop-motion for 2 generations of kids. I feel like that statement could be broadened to even more generations, as Rudolph was the first stop-motion movie I saw as well, and I was born in the 90s. I also personally love the stuttery nature of Rudolph's animation. Some stop-motion animated films today have more fluid movement due to extra frames and advancements in technology, but I adore being able to see some of the imperfections that come with the craft. It's sort of like being able to see every tiny movement the crew made, and allows us as the viewers to think about how many hours must have gone into each scene. This, along with the film grain, pairs nicely with that old audio element I talked about earlier, as it shows the film's patina, which makes me love the movie even more. 4. Production design. I feel the production design of this movie really elevates the stop-motion animation. Usually when I think of stop-motion animation, I think of clay characters that are sort of smooth, bendy, and uniform. Rudolph, on the other hand, utilizes many different materials for its characters and sets. The use of felt for the deer fur and human clothing gives them a texture that can be felt with the eyes. The wood or plastic human limbs make the different facial expressions pop as they speak as well. The Burl Ives snowman figurine is also funny and clever. I love his little watch that's hanging off of his vest. Speaking of the models, Rudolph and Santa figures from the original production actually went up for auction in 2020, and they sold for over 287,000 USD, which not only highlights the build quality, but the lasting impact these versions of the characters had on pop culture history. The use of color on the larger sets is also fantastic. Having everything in the North Pole be a shade of purple, Misfit Island pink, and the castle gold makes each location memorable, but also allows the characters' contrasting colors to shine. One choice that has always stuck with me is the use of salt around the ice chunks when characters are floating on water. It's such a simple idea that creates a great water ripple effect on a flat surface. This is the sort of small details that make stop motion animation so fun, and is also why Rudolph is a classic. 5. Nostalgia. Now to the main reason why I made this video. I don't think there's a movie I have a more nostalgic connection to than Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. When I think back to my childhood, holidays and birthdays are some of my fondest memories. Christmas Eve was always one of the best days because of the swelling excitement for Christmas Day. Rudolph, the Grinch, and Frosty were three staples in our house during the days leading up to Christmas. All of the elements of Rudolph I just talked about made it my favorite of the bunch. I really don't think I would have the same feelings for the movie if I saw it for the first time as an adult. I'd probably criticize the questionable story or despise some of the characters. That's because as we get older, the holiday awe starts to fade as other things become more important, whether that be working or planning family holiday festivities. But due to me seeing it when I was so young, I formed a deep connection with the special, and Rudolph is one of those movies I can turn on and remember the pure joy of the season when all I had to worry about was elementary school Christmas parties and seeing my extended family over break. Sometimes I feel like nostalgia can be a bit overblown in our everyday lives as of recent, with shows constantly being rebooted or toys being remade just so some large company can shove a few extra million in their back pocket. The brief escapism from our hectic lives it can provide is very powerful though, so it's hard to blame anyone, myself included, for taking part in some of the current more cash-grabby trends. From my personal experience, revisiting physical items I still have from my childhood, or rewatching one of my favorite movies or shows can lead to the most powerful waves of nostalgia, rather than some of these current marketing ploys and schemes. I guess what I'm trying to say is that if you have been having a rough year or a tough holiday season, try reaching back into your memory to find your favorite holiday watch and make some time for yourself to revisit it. It may not fix all the struggles going on, but it may make an evening a bit brighter and make the holidays a little more holly and jolly. I want to thank you for checking out my video on Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Please let me know your thoughts on Rudolph in the comments down below, and also please let me know what your favorite holiday movie is as well. And while you're down there, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. I hope everyone has a fantastic holiday season, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good one, everybody.